Are you still not sold on Juraj Slafkovsky on the top line? Well, the stat that we're going to show you in this video might just convince you, as it shows that Slav has been better than Dach on that top line. We're going to be diving into the crazy thing that is Slafkovsky on the first line, plus a note on Josh Anderson and just what made yesterday so special, all on this episode of Habs Digest. But before we get into the video, a quick reminder to all of you that 58, it's actually 57. I need to update this. I'm sorry, I didn't. But it's 57% of you guys watching are not subscribed. And we're so close to 10,000. We're getting like 50 subscribers a day, and you guys are really helping, but we're so close. So if you could just hit the button, we'd really, really appreciate it. Not going to spend too much time on that. We're just going to get right into the video. And Jesse, I truly think this is just the beginning for Josh Anderson. Now, the special thing about Josh Anderson is, as a lot of you guys knew, Josh Anderson scored 2 goals on goaltenders. First time he scored on a goalie since like late last year. Even his last goal last year was on an empty netter. He has been struggling. He's been snake bit. But when he did it, he got cheers. And as Eric Engels points out, like, he didn't get boos like Scott Gomez did, who had 2 goals in 38 games and 11-12. Anderson got cheers. It's all about the effort, right? Even the most casual fans there could recognize that and offer up a dose of what makes Montreal such a special place to play. So just seeing their support over the last couple nights, it's truly amazing. Nights I'll always remember. He said he got choked up. He said his teammates got yet another dose of what it's like to play in this one-of-a-kind market. And I think this is hit the nail on the head, Jesse. Habs fans are the smartest fans in hockey. We recognize when you seem to be not caring. We recognize, maybe we're not always right. But a lot of the fans saw Anderson giving his all every single game, despite the results not being there. And I think he is a super well-deserved ovation he got.
It's so true. And it's so ironic, Josh, that just going into this game, Martin St. Louis had said that he only gives up on players that give up on themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And Marty did not give up on Josh Anderson, even when some others have, maybe when even some assistant coaches, he held fast, and isn't it so funny that night that he would just come out with that type of effort, right? And it was just so interesting to see. And then that whole attitude of not giving up, I think was so emphasized on his second goal.
Mm-hmm.
Where really he's getting so much pressure, but he's still able to like take the puck to the net, one hand on his stick, just kind of crashing, whacking away at it. It's like if he didn't have that determination to first go towards the net, even though he's having so much pressure, one hand on stick, he's not going to get right at the doorstep where now he just needs to kind of whack it in, right? So amazing to see that kind of effort. And us as Habs fans, we do recognize that. And that's the biggest thing that we ask for. It's just bring the effort. And if you play the game the right way, the things will come about.
For sure. I mean, you go to the net, good things happen. It's an age-old saying in hockey, and it's been true. I mean, those 2 goals he scored yesterday, how many of those chances has he already had this season, right? He scored on 2 of them yesterday. I mean, I probably can't even count how many times he's had very similar plays so far this year, but all the luck finally came together for him yesterday, or should I say all the bad luck seemed to get shed away. And Jesse, one other thing I wanted to mention is the behavior of the team on these goals. It's not just that one, it was also the Caufield goal later as well. These guys seem to be, I saw someone put it very well. It said they seem to be playing for each other. I forget the name of the commenter who said that, but they're playing for each other, not just with each other. When Anderson scored, yeah, maybe he thought it tipped off of Evans, but his first reaction wasn't to celebrate that there was a goal that he might have scored. It was like, hey, he pointed at Jake Evans immediately. And Jake Evans was the happiest man on the planet that he didn't score the goal because it was actually Josh Anderson. And when Caufield scored the goal, Slafkovsky comes over, they hug him like crazy. Like, these guys are really working off of each other. And I think that's just something super healthy, not only for success now, but for development for the future. Having these guys to band around each other and really help push to another level.
It's a team, and they're really rallying for each other. And it's funny you mentioned that. Of course, speaking to Anderson's first goal of the season, nobody was more happier than Cole Caufield. Yeah. Basically like a kid on Christmas, jumping up and down, his hands is in the air. But yeah, no, we're here to really play for each other night in, night out, and as long as, you're kind of bringing forth that effort, like, I think that's what your teammates, not just as fans, but kind of expect from you as well. Because even like that first goal from Anderson, he's getting hit from a shot, it's hurting him, but he has the strength and the resiliency to kind of turn around and just kind of take a shot on net, ends up kind of hitting off a defender and going in. And wasn't that the right kind of goal to get him rolling, like against a goalie, like a type of play where it's like, you don't even have the time to really think about it. Just kind of get it on net. And that's Anderson's game. Like, he's not a finesse guy. He's a power guy. Get to the front of the net, get your pucks on net. Good things are going to happen. So that's what we kind of expect from him going forward is, keep going to the net, but don't wait for the perfect plays all the time. Like, just get those pucks on net. We just see it all the time, right? Just all the best teams push pucks on net, ends up hitting off somebody in deflections. That's basically how you have to beat these goalies anyway with how good they are. So we really expect that from him moving forward.
Yeah, it's exactly the right kind of goal. Pulled his card today. Shout out to Dazzler, Josh Anderson. I mean, what a fitting day to pull it. Great play by him. Lots of power, working out well for him. I'm super excited. But he's not the only one we got to talk about. Now, look, I know he didn't score last night, but he got an assist. And you're about to read something kind of shocking because I couldn't believe it when I read it, Jesse. Juraj Slafkovsky. We know he's been a success story on the first line. He made an amazing play last night, chipping the puck to Suzuki, right to Caufield. I mean, in a vacuum, was that play like the greatest play of all time? I mean, no, it was a good play, but it's something that I think really embodies what that line can be. But let's just take a look at an article written today by Marc Dumont. So pause here if you want to look at what these abbreviations mean that I'm going to show in a second. Basically, CF is shot share, it's Corsi. Goal share is goals for percentage, as in that's the actual goal share when this person's on the ice, 50% being both you and your opponent score equal amount. High danger, shot share, and expected goal share. Basically, these all add up to 100%, right? But if you're on, say, I'm 55%, that means my team controls 55% of the high danger chances when I'm on the ice, while your team, 45%. That's basically how it works. So let's take a look at some stats. Yeah. This is shocking, kind of. So, first of all, we can see that with Monahan on that top line with Suzuki and Caufield, the shot share and the actual goals for share, very, very good. 55%, 62%. But with Slafkovsky on the top line, the high danger chances, 60%. That is elite level. Expected goals for, based on, a lot of different calculations, is 60%. So basically when Slav is on the ice, his team is in elite territory for high danger creation and expected goals, and the actual goals for it hasn't caught up yet. Well, you can see Monahan, when he was on, the actual goals really outperformed the expected goals, but with Slaf it's the opposite, which is a really good sign, and even his shot share is higher. But if you look at the line there with Dach, Slav is outperforming across the board. It's kind of shocking, right? And for reference, controlling 50% of the high danger chances is good, 55 is elite. With Caufield, Suzuki, Slafkovsky, they've controlled 60% of the high danger chances, 59.6% of the expected goals. In other words, Slav has made a greater impact on the top line this season than Dach did last year. And that's almost hard to believe. And I know it's a smaller sample size, slightly, but at the same time, like we thought when we watched Dach with that line, it was amazing. The production was amazing. And these stats seem to show that while the production numbers-wise hasn't quite caught up yet, this line is poised for something extremely special.
I mean, and the statistics really go to show it. And like what I wanted to see last night was in the first period, they were having so much good pressure. We see those high danger chances that we were talking about. But what I wanted to see was, would they be able to convert on this? Would this team be able to generate a goal? We see over the last couple of games, generating such pressure in the offensive zone. And in that second period of this game, they were able to do this. So it's really looking like Juraj Slafkovsky has found a home on this first line. And we really can't underestimate how important that is. Not speaking like Juraj Slafkovsky has the potential to be better both than Nick Suzuki and Cole Caufield. I know it seems crazy, but this is why he was selected first overall and these players weren't. And as we see his game progress, we're going to see more and more why. Obviously he has a long road to go to surpass these players, but his potential is to be greater than these two. And what's so amazing to see is like, now we're allowing the opportunity for Dach to really center his own line, which is so interesting how that kind of frees it up. But I think what's the best about this is just the recipe that we saw when they scored in that second period of that game yesterday. I think it's going to be something we see a lot more. They're in the offensive zone. They're on the forecheck. The other team has the puck, and then you see Slaf. He's just so big. He's just creating turnovers. He's like, oh no, Slaf is coming towards me. He's so big. Just gives up the puck. Suzuki cleaning up the mess, feeding Caufield as he does so well, and then Caufield obviously being the sniper to finish everything off. Mark my words, we're going to see so much of this in the future. Like Slafkovsky is such a disruptor in the offensive zone. He's basically just creating havoc all the time. We're getting all these turnovers. And I think it's going to be up to Suzuki and Caufield to really just finish off all these opportunities that he's going to be giving them.
Yeah, and I know a lot of you guys are saying we hype Slaf up too much, but here's the thing. We like to stay positive. We like to see we can acknowledge the drawbacks of whatever. But even last night, like Slaf looked better even defensively. Like there's a lot of good things to take out of each day. And hey, taking those good things is about all we can do here, right? Like we can acknowledge the bad things, but also, hey, really really praise the good things, and that's what we like to do. So Slav working his butt off on this first line, creating turnovers, still sometimes defensively has one hand on his stick, that hooking penalty a couple games ago, whatever, things like that. But when this line is on, you can see they celebrate together. They're all pumped. That quote from Slafkovsky pre-draft is like, hey, I heard Suzuki and Caufield need another winger. I'm available. Man, it's coming true. And he has been the best fit with them since we saw Dach with them, I think. I mean, we saw Monahan this season. It was good too. But based on, I'll just flash that up again. With Monahan, again, the actual high danger chances and expected goals were not that great. This indicates they were actually really outperforming what their expected performance was. 60% high danger, that comes from Slav. It comes from these guys working together, playing together, being the perfect complement all to each other. Slav is going to be a great playmaker in this league. He's already so big. As soon as he learns how to use his body a bit better, the league's going to be in trouble if they're not already. So super exciting to see. Kind of a shocking set he's better than Dach. What do you guys think? Let us know down below. Are you more impressed with Slav on this top line than Dach? I don't know. I think I might need to see a bit of a bigger sample, but right now, the signs are all pointing to Slav being the next elite first-line winger for the Montreal Canadiens. But that'll do it for this episode of Habs Digest. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Help us hit 10,000. Guys, we'd love that. I mean, I know we're not going to hit it by Christmas, but I mean, if we can get it around Christmas, hey, that'd be the best gift we could possibly receive. I'm Josh Gosse, my co-host, Jesse Poirier. We'll catch you in the next one.